10 interesting facts about Khadija bint Khuwaylid, the first wife of the Prophet Muhammad. 1. First to accept Islam. Khadija holds the distinction of being the first person to embrace Islam. After the Prophet Muhammad received the first revelation from Allah through the angel Gabriel, it was Khadija who immediately believed in his prophethood without hesitation. She became the first Muslim, demonstrating her unwavering faith and support for the Prophet at a critical time when he needed it most. 2. A successful and respected businesswoman. Khadija was a highly successful merchant long before she married the Prophet. She was one of the wealthiest women in Mecca, running a thriving business that involved trading goods across vast distances. She employed many men to manage her trading caravans, and it was through this work that she first became acquainted with the Prophet Muhammad, who was known for his honesty and integrity. Her success in business earned her the titles Amirat Quraysh, Princess of Quraysh, and Al-Tahira, the Pure One, due to her high moral character. 3. Marriage to the Prophet Muhammad. At the time of their marriage, Khadija was 40 years old, while the Prophet Muhammad was 25. Despite the age difference, their marriage was a deeply loving and respectful union that lasted for 25 years. Khadija was a widow when she proposed marriage to the Prophet, impressed by his honesty, character, and trustworthiness during his employment in her business. Their marriage was monogamous, and the Prophet did not marry any other woman during her lifetime. 4. Mother of the Prophet's children. Khadija was the mother of 6 of the Prophet Muhammad's children: Qasim, Zainab, Ruqayya, Kulthum, Fatima, and Abdullah, who was also called Al-Tahir or Al-Tayyib. Sadly, all of their sons, Qasim and Abdullah, died in infancy. However, their daughters lived to adulthood, and Fatima became especially notable as the mother of Hassan and Hussein, the beloved grandsons of the Prophet. 5. Support during the early days of Islam. Khadija stood by the Prophet Muhammad during the most challenging and difficult times, particularly during the early days of Islam when the Prophet faced immense persecution from the Quraysh tribe. She provided him with emotional and financial support, giving him strength and confidence to continue his mission. Her wealth was also instrumental in supporting the nascent Muslim community, as she spent generously to help the poor and those in need. 6. The incident of the first revelation. When the Prophet Muhammad first received revelation in the cave of Hira, he returned home shaken and frightened. It was Khadija who consoled and comforted him, reassuring him that he was a good and righteous man, and that Allah would never forsake him. She took him to her cousin Waraka ibn Nawfal, a Christian scholar, who confirmed that Muhammad was indeed the final prophet mentioned in earlier scriptures. 7. A woman of great wisdom and character. Khadija was known not only for her wealth but also for her immense wisdom, strong moral character, and generous heart. She was a woman of integrity, trust, and compassion, traits that made her highly respected among the people of Mecca. She was often sought out for advice and mediation, demonstrating her leadership and wisdom in the community. 8. A special place in the heart of the Prophet. Khadija held a unique and special place in the heart of the Prophet Muhammad. Even after her death, he would frequently speak about her with deep love and affection. He would often remember her kindness, loyalty, and the sacrifices she made for Islam. Aisha, the Prophet's later wife, once said, "I did not feel jealous of any of the wives of the Prophet as much as I did of Khadija, although I did not see her." The Prophet used to mention her very often. This demonstrates how deeply the Prophet cherished Khadija. 9. The year of sorrow. The death of Khadija was a profound loss for the Prophet Muhammad. She passed away in the year 619 CE, just a few years before the Hijrah, the migration to Medina. That year is known in Islamic history as the Year of Sorrow, because the Prophet not only lost Khadija but also his beloved uncle, Abu Talib, who had been his protector. The grief of losing Khadija was particularly deep because of her unwavering support and companionship throughout the years. 10. Honored by Allah and Jibril. Khadija received special recognition from Allah and the angel Jibril. Once, Jibril came to the Prophet Muhammad and said, "O Messenger of Allah, Khadija is coming with a vessel of food or drink. When she comes to you, greet her on behalf of her Lord, Allah, and on my behalf, and give her the glad tidings of a palace in paradise made of jewels, where there will be no noise or tiredness." This shows her immense status in the sight of Allah and the honor she holds in both this world and the hereafter. Khadija bint Khuwaylid was a remarkable woman whose unwavering faith, strength, and support played a crucial role in the early days of Islam. As the first believer and the Prophet Muhammad's greatest supporter, her legacy remains an inspiration to Muslims worldwide. She was a successful businesswoman, a devoted wife, and a compassionate mother, showing us the power of faith, resilience, and love. Khadija's life serves as a timeless example of courage, generosity, and commitment to a higher purpose. May we all learn from her dedication and strive to follow in her noble footsteps. May Allah be pleased with her.